Burning with anger, I fought harder and better that day than I ever had in any of my classes with the non voice. So much so that I finally won my first hand to hand pairing unemptedly Shane race. We could always gotten along, and he took it good natured, applauding my performance, as did a few others. The comebacks starting, observed to mention, across the class. So it could seems he gently touched my arm. How's Lisa? It don't surprise me that he knew gossip spread so fast around here sometimes. It feel like everyone had a psycho bond. Okay, copying. I don't elaborate on how I know that. Our bond was a secret from the student body, Miss. You claim to know about Mia. You think she might have done that? Wow, hey, I'm not an expert on her or anything, but honestly, no. Mia won't even do this kind of thing in biology. I cannot picture her actually catching a fox, let alone killing it. Any friends who might do it for her? He shook his head. Not really. They are not really the types to get their hands dirty either. But who knows? Lisa was still shaken when I met her for the lunch later. Her mood made worse when Natalie and her crew could not shut up about her fox. Apparently, Natalie had overcome her disgust enough to enjoy the attention that Spectaculate had bought her. Maybe she was not uncontent with her fringe status as I could always believed, and it was just there. She explained, waving her hands off for emphasis. Right in the middle of the bed, there was a blood everywhere. Lisa looked as green as the sweater she wore, and I pulled her away before I even finished my food and immediately launched into a string of obstacles about Natalie's social skill. She is nice, Lisa said automatically. You were just telling me the other day how much you liked her. I do like her, but she is just incompetent about certain things. We stood outside our animal behavior class, and I noticed people giving us curious looks and whispering as they passed. I signed. How are you doing with all this? A half smile crossed your face. Cannot you already feel it? Yes, but I want to hear it from you. I don't know, I'll be okay. I wish everyone could not keep staring at me like I'm some kind of freak. My anger exploded again. The fox was bad. People upsetting her made it worse, but at least I could do something about them. Who is bothering you? Rose, you cannot beat up everyone we have a problem with. Mia? I guessed. Under this, she said evenly. Look, it does not matter. What I want to know is how this could have. That is, I cannot stop thinking about that time. Don't I want? Why do you keep pretending that don't happen? You of all people, you made fun of Natalie for going on and on, but it is not like you have a good grip on your control switch. You normally talk about anything, but not that. We need to forget about it. I was a long time. It was a long time ago. We don't even really know what happened. She started at me with this big green eyes, calculating her next argument. Hey Rose, our conversation dropped as Jess strolled up to us. I turned on my best smile. Hey, he nodded closely to Lisa. So, hey, I'm going to be in your dorm tonight for a group study. You think maybe momentarily forgetting Lisa, I focused my full attention on Jess. Suddenly, I was so needed to do something wild and bad. Too much had happened today. Sure, he told me when he could be there, and I told him I could meet him in one of the common areas with further instructions. Lisa started at me when he left. You are under house arrest. They won't let you hang out and talk to him. I don't really want to talk to him. We will slip away. She groaned. I just don't know about you sometimes. That is because you are the casual one, I am the restless one. Once animal behavior started, I pounded the likelihood of Mia being responsible from the smug look on her psycho angel face. She certainly seems to be enjoying the sensation caused by the bloody fox, but that don't mean she was the culprit. And after observing her over the last couple of weeks, I know she could enjoy anything that upset Lisa and me. She does not need to be the one who had done it. Vowels, like any other species, differently they are packs into an alpha males and alpha females, whom the others defeat too. Alphas are the most, always the strongest physically, though many times Confrontation turned out into be more a matter of willpower and personality. When an alpha is challenged and replaced, the wolf may find himself outstretched from the group or even attacked. I looked up from my daydreams and focused on Miss Messina. Most challenges are likely to occur during the mating season. She continued. This naturally brought sneakers from the class. In most packs, the alpha pair are the only ones who mate. If the alpha male is an older, seasoned wolf, a younger competitor may think he has a shot. Whether that is true works or on a case by case basis. The young often don't realize how serious outclassed they are by the more experienced. The old and the young wolf thing notwithstanding, I thought the rest was pretty relevant, certainly in the academic social structure. I decided bitterly. There seems to be a lot of alphas and challenges. Mia raised her hands. What about foxes? Do they have alphas too? There was a collective intake of breath from the class, followed by a few nervous giggles. No one could believe Mia had gone there. Miss Lisa flushed. What I suspected was anger. We had discussed vowels today. We are discussing vowels today, Miss Rinaldi. Mia don't seems to mind the subtitle gesturing, and when the class pad off to work on an assignment, she spent more time looking over at us and giggling. Though through the bond, I could feel Lisa growing more and more upset as images of the fox kept flashing through her mind. Don't worry, I told her. I have got a way. Hey, Lisa, someone interrupted. We both looked up as Ralph, Ralph stopped by our desks. He wore his trademark stupid grin, and I had a feeling he could come over here on a dare from his friends. So admit it, he said. You killed the fox. You are trying to convince Kirova you are crazy so that you can get out of here again. Screw you, I told him in a low voice. Are you offering? From what I have heard, there is not much to screw. I shot back. Wow, he said mockingly. You have changed. Last time I remember you are not too picky about who you get nagged with. And last time I remember the only people you ever saw nagged were on the internet. He cooked his it in an overly dramatic fashion. Hey, I just got it. It was you, wasn't it? He looked at Lisa, the back at me. She got you to kill the fox, don't she? Some weird kind of lesbian war, rough back burst into flames. I jumped up and pushed Lisa out of the way. Not easy to do. Since we were sitting at our desks, we both ended up on the floor as screams, rafts in particularly filled the classrooms, and Miss Mazzina sprinted off the fire extinguisher. And then, just like that, the flames disappeared. Raph was still screaming and patting himself down, but he don't have a single sign mark on him. The only indication of what happened was the lingering smell of the smoke in the air. For several seconds, the entire classroom froze. Then, slowly, everyone put the pieces together. Morai magic specializations were all known, and after scanning the room, I decided the fire users. I deduced the fire use Ruff, his friends Jacob, and Christian Zira. Since neither Jacob nor Ruff had have set Ruff on fire, it sorts of some the culprit obvious. The fact that Christian was laughing hysterically sort of gave it away too. Miss Mazzino changed from red to the deep purple. Miss Ozari, she screamed, How dare you? Do you have any idea? Report to Miss Headmistress Kirova office now. Christian, completely unfazed, stood up and slung his back up over one shoulder. That smug, stayed on his face. Sure thing, Miss Mazzina. He went out of his way to the walk past Ruff, who quickly backed away as he passed. The rest of the class started open mouthed. After that, Miss Mazzina attempted to return the class to normal, but it was lost cause. No one could stop talking about what had happened. It was shocking on a few different levels. First, no one had ever seen that kind of spell, a massive fire that don't actually burn anything. Second, Christian had used it offensively. He had attacked another person. Mora never did that. They believe magic was meant to take care of the earth, to help people live better lives. It was never ever used as a weapon. Magic instructors never taught those kinds of spells. I don't think they even know any. Finally, craziest of all, Christian had done it. Christian, whom no one ever noticed or gave a damn about. Well, they noticed him now. It appeared Someone still no offensive spell after all. And as much as I had enjoyed the look of the terror on Ruff's face, it suddenly occurred to me that Christians might really and truly be a psycho. Liz, I said as we talked out of the class, please tell me you're not hanging out with him again. The guilt that flickered through the bond told me more than any explanation could. Liz, I grabbed her arm. Not that much, she said uneasily. He's really okay. Okay? Okay? People in the hall started at us. I realized I was practically shouting. He's out of his mind. He set Rolf on fire. I thought we decided you were not going to see him anymore. You decided, Rose, not me. There was an edge in her voice. I had not heard it in a while. What is going on here? Are you guys, No, she insisted. I told you that already. God, she shot me a look of disgust. Not everyone thinks and acts like you. I flinched at the words. Then we noticed that Mia was passing by. She had not heard the conversation but had caught the tone. A snipped smile spread over her face. Trouble in paradise? Go and find your specifier and shut the hell up. I told her, not waiting to hear her response. Her mouth dropped open, then tightened in a scowl. Lisa and I walked in silence, and then Lisa burst out laughing like that our fight diffused. Rose, her tone was softer now. Liz, he's dangerous. I don't like him. Please be careful. She touched my arm. I am. I'm the cashing one. Remember? You're the riskless one. I hoped that was still true, but later, after school, I had my doubts. I was in my room doing homework when I felt a trickle of what could be only be called sneakiness from the Lisa. Losing track of my work, I started off into a space trying to get a more detailed understanding of what was happening to her. If ever there was a time for me to slip into her mind, it was now. But I don't know how to control that. Frowning, I tried to think what normally made the connection occur. Usually, she was experiencing some strong emotions, an emotion so powerful it tried to blast into my mind. I had to work hard to fight against that. I always sort of kept a mental wall up. Focusing on her now, I tried to remove the wall. I studied my breathing and cleared my mind. My thoughts don't matter, only hers did. I needed to open myself to her and let us connect. I could never done anything like this before. I don't have the patience for meditation. My need was so strong, however, that I forced myself into an intense, focused realization. I needed to know what was going on with her, and after a few more moments, my effort paid off. I was in.